Good morning, everybody. So I like a lot of the changes in 7.0, and I have been fairly positive with the patch overall, right? I don't want to spread too much negativity. However, there are some things that I absolutely hate about this patch, and I'm going to talk about them right now, and I'm going to rant about them. The first thing is the HUD. The HUD is just disgustingly awful. It is so bad. First of all, it is too small. It is just difficult to see things. It is difficult to see information at one glance. And that is what you are supposed to be able to do. If your HUD doesn't give the information you need at one glance, then you have a bad HUD. Not only is it too small because of that, but it's actually so small that people are getting sick because of it. A lot of people have reported motion sickness. A lot of people have reported that they literally cannot play Dota anymore because the new HUD is so small that it's just making it unplayable for them. Which is just, why? Why would you make it that small? Now, I get that they're going for the whole minimalistic thing, everything needs to be really small. We need as much immersion as possible. Okay, great. Go play your fucking single player games. This is not a game about immersion. I have never played Dota and been like, haha, I am role playing as Queen of Pain now. No, what the fuck? I am here to beat bitches up in my competitive video game. I am well aware that I'm playing a video game. I'm not trying to immerse myself into anything. I'm just trying to punch some assholes because that's what Dota is about. So reducing the HUD to something that tiny is just ridiculous. Why would you do that? Not only is it too small, but it is hiding information. Essential information like last hits and denies, like kills, deaths and assists. This all matters. I need to know how many last hits I've got. Now, of course, I can push Alt and then I'll see it. However, I am not always pushing Alt, and I'm not always seeing it. Now, this is, of course, something I guess I could deal with. Right, I suppose I could just push Alt every 5 seconds to see how many last hits I've got, because it's something that I, as a player, use to keep track of how well I'm doing in the game, and if I need to spend more time farming, or if I need to spend more time being aggressive. But I suppose I could do that, right? However, spectators can't. Spectators can't do that. If I'm watching a stream, then I can't push Alt. I just have to hope that they do it frequently enough that I get the information I need to be able to watch this stuff. Imagine you're watching a Dota stream and you don't know how many last hits or denies or kills or deaths the guy has that you're watching. Does that sound appealing? Does that sound like something you would want to see? Absolutely not. That is awful. I would not want to watch that stream. If somebody blocked it out and only showed it every few minutes instead of having it on the screen all the time as it used to be, would that be an improvement? No! That would be a huge downgrade. Nobody would want to see that. Nobody would be like, great idea, man. That is truly an improvement to the experience. No, that's terrible. That is terrible. The interface also changes in size depending on how many spells you got. And that is something that is super irritating for broadcasters. If you're trying to put your webcam somewhere or your sponsor or whatever the hell else you got on your overlay, well, good luck finding a spot for it now, because first of all, you can't block over the hero portrait anymore, which is where a lot of people used to put their webcam, me included, but we can't do that any longer because currently the hero portrait holds essential information. Great, thanks for that, but why the hell not make it so that it also moves around randomly, so every single time I play a new hero, I need to adjust the sizes of my overlays? Fantastic! That's going to make streaming and YouTubing and all of that shit so much easier. Thank you, Valve. And as we all know, none of that even matters because who really needs a Twitch or YouTube presence? That's completely irrelevant, right, Valve? You get it. The HP and mana bar are now below your skills for really no good reason. First of all, it is important to know how much mana and HP you have at all points. It is not something where, like a spell, for example, you push the button and then you can kind of forget about it for the next few seconds because it's on cooldown anyway. No, you need to always take care of your mana and HP. It's something you're always looking at. As such, it should be closer to the center of the screen, which is where we are centering our attention, which is where we are looking all the time. It shouldn't be moved further away from the center of the screen, moved further to the edge of the screen, because that just makes it more difficult to see this required information. And this is not only tripping me out, this is something where everybody's tripping out over it. Everybody's like, why? Why would you change that? There's no benefit to it, and it's just making it more difficult to keep track of shit. And also, you just ruined all of my muscle memory of glancing at this specific location on the screen to see my HP and mana, but holy shit! Well, I guess I now know that my black hole is still on cooldown. Thanks, Volvo. I mean, what is up with that? The new HUD also doesn't work with any of the old HUD skins. Instead, what happens is it shifts it around a little bit, pushes the talent tree on top of your hero portrait. The name of your hero is just kind of floating around somewhere. It just looks like garbage with any of them, right? None of them work. And it's just like, come on, man. I paid money for this shit, right? Like, I bought your compendium. I spent money on getting the compendium goals for the new HUD and all of that shit. And now you're just gonna take it away? Without any warning, without any payment back, without giving me anything in return. No, you're just gonna take it away. I mean, sure, you are allowed to do that, but that doesn't make it okay. I'm sure a lot of you hate this right here as much as I do. Instead of giving me the information down here, which is where I'm used to having it, they now have this new little pop-up window. There is a way to fix this though. If you go into options, you'll find unit query overrides hero control console. You select this one. And now it is as before, where it's just gonna show it down there instead. Oh, and the shared items menu. Remember that one where you could like try out your friend's stuff and all of that, which was a really nice feature. I actually remember when I started playing Dota, I saw that and my friends saw that and we were all like, that is amazing. How about we all get a different announcer and we can all play with all of them, you know? And that was great. Now I was just like, oh, cool. And then I got my Bastion announcer, you know, because I saw somebody else shared it and I tried it out. I'm like, oh god, that is fantastic. And I am still using that one today. It's still in the game, but god damn, it's hidden. I mean, come on. Like, just remove it at that point, right? Just fucking get rid of it. I mean, if you're gonna hide it that far away, this is really just one step away from removing it entirely. I'm sure that is what's coming next. I wouldn't at all be surprised. Now, all of this said, I actually don't think the HUD is unsavable, right? A lot of people are saying that, well, give us an option to get back the old one. And frankly, if they gave us the option right now, I would immediately tick it. However, I think that isn't the solution to it, right? That is avoiding finding a solution. And you have to keep in mind, 7.0 is going to bring in a lot of new players, and a lot of these new players are going to not use the old HUD, right? You can't tell a new player, well, the first thing you do when you join Dota is you disable the new HUD, you go and select the old one, right? That's just not going to happen. So what they need to do is they need to fix this, which is really fucking simple. Right? This is so straightforward. Give all of the information. Stop having it move around. Make it a little bit bigger. And we are fucking done. Right? And we are done. It's not that difficult. And please move the HP and mana bar above the spell cooldowns. Because, holy fuck, we don't need to see the spells all the time. The HP and mana is so much more important. So it should be closer to the center of the screen. It should be easier to look at. Alright. That's fine though, but overall I think this HUD is perfectly savable. I don't hate it in terms of how it looks. I actually think it looks pretty neat. What I hate about it is that it is not functional. It is not something that works properly. It doesn't work in the same way the previous one did. I feel like I'm playing handicapped, and that is not okay. But if they can make it so that I don't feel like I'm playing handicapped anymore, then I don't mind it. Then I think it's actually an improvement. And you know what? I could even deal with my HUD skins not working anymore. I would like it if they gave me something in return though. Alright? I mean, you can't just take all of my HUD skins out of the game and then say, well, I guess you're fucked, right? Like, that's not okay. Alright. The second thing that really pisses me off about 7.0 is that it has trashed custom games. They are just ruined. So many games are completely down the drain. So many people that are making custom games are in a complete panic mode. So I know this one guy that makes Island Troll Tribes 2. And he sent me a message yesterday. And that message was essentially, dude, my game is broken. I can't fix it. I just can't do it. I can't figure it out. And I need help. Do you know anybody that can help me? Can you give me some help here? Like, can you give me a contact or anybody that can help me fix my game? And that to me was just so sad. That is just so sad, because that is a man that is very passionate about his custom game. That is a man that really cares a lot, and he was putting in so much work before the patch. He was putting in so much work, making sure it's fine, making sure it's good, making sure it's playable. And they just come in and destroy it. They just destroyed it. It just doesn't work anymore. Instead of having one of his heroes being pickable, there's now always Zeus. For no fucking reason. There's no Zeus in his game mode, but there is now. Angel Arena is completely unplayable, right? First of all, Monkey King fucks up the entire thing. Secondly, I played a game yesterday where I picked Shadow Shaman and I pushed E on bosses and it one-shotted them. Oh, it also one-shotted heroes. Oh, it turns out that Shadow Shaman's Shackles is now a one-shotting ability that just kills everything instantly. Why? 7.0. There's no communication from Valve. They're not trying at all. They're just completely abandoning all of these custom game creators and leaving them to hang in the air, just being like, I guess good luck. Try fixing your game after we ruined it. Come on, not only that, but they ruined the entire library of games that is not being updated anymore. People always ask me to play Tree Tag again. Tree Tag wasn't really playable before 7.0 because it was already super buggy. I promise you, that thing is just down the fucking drain now. No way you can play Tree Tag anymore because it's not being updated. There's a lot of game modes out there that are good, fine game modes, but the developers just moved on because they're like, alright, this is done, this is fine now, right? Pimp My Peon is one of those. I made Pimp My Peon. Pimp My Peon, I thought was done. Alright, I guess we could still change some stuff about it, but I don't have the time anymore. I want to move on to do different things. And honestly, this game mode is done as it is, right? We could make it a little bit prettier, but in the end, it's a functional game. Dude, I don't even want to know what that thing looks like now. I'm pretty sure it's just completely unplayable. That entire library of games has just been completely demolished. Why? Why can you not talk to those people? Why can you not make the patches in such a way that it doesn't destroy the entire fucking modding community? These people are struggling enough already. This is already hard enough on them to begin with because there's no support from Valve whatsoever. And then you just come in and wreck it. I mean, what the hell? That is something that really annoys me. And it's just, dude, at least make an effort. Right, that's what pisses me off. I get that maybe expecting them to save the entire library of custom games that had existed before, and that's not going to happen because it's just completely unrealistic. Alright, I can deal with that. But please, talk to the community. Make sure you stay in touch with them. Make sure they know what's going to happen. Give them some hints if you can't give them the full information, but at least give them some hints as to how they can make sure that their game doesn't break completely. I mean, the dream would be for you to set up like a support or something where people can go and just like, dude, my shit is broken, I need help. But, I mean, that's never going to happen because Valve doesn't give a fuck. And that is just so annoying to me because people care about custom games. I care about custom games. Dota, I believe, has a responsibility to care about custom games because it is a game that came from custom games. Without custom games, Dota would not exist right now. And having Dota treat custom games this way, to me, is just disappointing. And I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Alright, that was my rant for today. So these are the two things I really don't like about 7.0. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Maybe there are some other things you hate about 7.0. I would be glad to hear those. And please let me know if you actually want to see that Angel Arena game. I recorded the full thing. It's like 17 minutes long of us just one-shotting bosses. It's kind of mean, but it's also kind of funny, so I don't know. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And please excuse the rant. Goodbye.